In Spain's Mediterranean forests, moments like this are rarely seen. This is the story of a white Iberian lynx and the patience it took to witness it. This post was shared on November 10th by Spanish wildlife photographer Ángel Hidalgo. It marks the first time this white Iberian lynx was introduced to the world. What you are about to hear is the direct English translation of his original Instagram caption. The last minutes of the afternoon, night pressing at my heels among great mountains. In the distance, some eagle owls decorated the silence with their calls, and a few birds broke the stillness of the mountain. I could also hear the dry leaves beneath my boots as I walked. And suddenly, from the dense hillside, a lynx came down. But a different lynx, one with white fur that stood out against the mountain. My heart began to race as I slowly raised the camera. Each click of the shutter echoed through the silence as it continued on its path. Our gazes crossed. I knew it was just a fleeting visitor in the vastness of its territory. It disappeared, and I was left with my eyes lost on the horizon. Sometimes nature gives us unique encounters that go beyond simple observation and become a story. When you respect and love nature, it gives the look back to you. That first image, shared on November 10th, was the moment the world saw this white Iberian lynx for the very first time. A brief encounter, a silent exchange, and then she vanished back into the mountains. Days passed. The landscape remained the same. But the story did not end there. On November 28th, International Iberian Lynx Day, Ángel Hidalgo returned to this moment. This time not with a single photograph, but with moving images, a deeper reflection, and the beginning of a name, a connection, and a story that would continue to unfold. What you are about to hear is the direct English translation of Ángel Hidalgo's original Instagram caption. International Iberian Lynx Day. The Iberian lynx is without a doubt one of the species of our country that best represents the fight for biodiversity conservation and the recovery of a species that is growing and reclaiming ancient territories where many years ago they disappeared. They suffered a dramatic decline in population due to the loss of their main prey, the rabbit, as well as habitat destruction and human persecution. In 2002, fewer than 100 individuals remained. They were on the brink of extinction and were divided into two populations, Sierra de Andújar and Doñana. Today, according to the latest census in 2024, 2,401 individuals have been counted. The Iberian lynx is a symbol of Spain, and we must continue protecting it. The capacity of nature to recover when efforts come together through different projects is impressive. I have a very special bond with this species. Of all these past years, this one has been the most special and one I will never forget, where the species has gifted me wonderful, incredible, and unforgettable moments, where I have had the privilege of encountering, among all of them, a very special individual that all of you know as Satureja. Satureja and I have a strong connection. Sometimes we meet. Sometimes we are far apart. She shows me her most vulnerable side. Sometimes she shows me her hunt. I have known her as a dominant male, and even with her cubs. Here I leave a brief summary on such a special day for the Iberian lynx. The video shared on November 28th showed that this encounter was no longer a single moment in time. It was becoming a relationship built on patience, distance, and respect. But the story did not stop there. Days later, Ángel Hidalgo shared another post. This time, not as an introduction and not as a reflection, but as proof that the connection continued, that the white Iberian lynx had returned, and that the mountains were still willing to reveal their secret. In this entry, he describes another deeply personal encounter, referring to the lynx as the white ghost of the Mediterranean forest. It had been some time since I last saw her. One day, I returned to her elusive territory and began to walk carefully, closely observing every corner of the mountains. The day was already advancing and little light remained. There was barely 1 hour of daylight left, and I was very far from my car. I wanted to check one last section of the dense hillside when I heard the magpies and wagtails warning that something was happening. I sat down and decided to wait to see what it was. A few minutes later, I saw a magical figure among the shrubs. The white lynx stepped forward gracefully. We looked at each other, motionless, as if we were sharing a secret between us in a silent duel. Her coat, a mosaic of dark spots on a white background, shone with an almost supernatural glow. She walked calmly and marked her territory. She turned and we looked at each other again, as if she wanted to say goodbye. I was so emotional that I could hardly believe it. Then she turned and disappeared silently into the undergrowth. That was when I understood that we shared a bond, and that I had been part of something magical. As night fell, while returning to my village, I felt that the white lynx had wanted to show herself to me. One more memory of the many secrets that the mountains reveal only to those who seek them with a good heart. By this point in the story, the white Iberian lynx was no longer just a brief encounter or a rare image shared with the world. What followed was something deeper, a look back at what happened before any photograph or video was ever released. This post was shared on October 24th by Spanish wildlife photographer Ángel Hidalgo, the white ghost of the Mediterranean forest. The story behind this encounter. In a new place where I had begun tracking only a few months earlier, while reviewing footage from one of my camera traps, I saw something I could not believe. From that moment on, I began dedicating all the time I had available. I needed to see this wonder with my own eyes. Time passed. Hours, days, weeks, and even months without success. On many occasions, I came close to giving up. One rainy morning, after rain had fallen throughout the night as dawn broke, I was walking as I had done so many times before, when suddenly, in the distance, I saw a white shape that seemed to emit its own light. When I saw for the first time a white Iberian lynx, with its winter white coat and piercing eyes, I was frozen. I could not believe what I was seeing. I felt very fortunate to witness this moment, to be able to see this great lynx in its natural habitat. The encounter with this feline became an unforgettable memory for me and made me reflect on the importance of nature and conservation. I hope this long story serves to inspire others to appreciate and protect the natural beauty of the world around us. What began as a single photograph became a story told over time, not through pursuit, but through patience, not through control, but through respect. This white Iberian lynx was never meant to be captured or claimed, only observed, and even then, only briefly. Stories like this remind us that nature does not reveal itself on demand. It reveals itself when it chooses to. And when it does, the responsibility is not to take more, but to protect what remains unseen. The Iberian lynx has returned from the edge of extinction because of conservation, restraint, and collective effort. Its future depends on that same respect continuing. Some encounters are not meant to last. They are meant to remind us why wild places still matter.